My style. My style. My style. My style. My style. My style. My style.
You're this perp back with another video, and I started getting my creative juice back. It's that time of the year. Everybody's kind of getting down. The snow is coming. If you live out on the East Coast, it is coming, so it's pretty depressing. But I've been wanting to make this video for some time now, but I just really wanted to think it all out through. And in light of Halloween coming out and being success, I did a video on that saying, is slashers going to be making a comeback if Halloween is a success? Go check that out in the link in the description below. Really interesting video. But I really wanted to give you my take on if they were to reboot the Friday the 13th, which they are already in talks in doing. I think LeBron James wants to EP it, which would be really interesting. Like, him just putting the money behind it is really, that's really pretty dope that, like, LeBron's that big of a Friday the 13th fan. But I want to give you guys my take, and I would straight up just give me 3 films and I'd do some Dark Knight shit to this. That's how I don't feel like we don't need like 10 more Friday the 13th movies, because that's what kind of hurt it in the long run. But this is how I'd start it off, right? I would start off with Friday the 13th, Rise of Jason. Now, just how like the first Friday the 13th didn't focus on Jason per se, but his mother. And I think they can go in so many different directions with this if done right. Me personally, I would really want them to focus on Pamela Voorhees and the dramatic effects of her losing her son play out throughout the movie until she just completely loses her shit at the end. Very similar to the first one, but, I would have Jason there, die. You see him die, supposedly. She thinks he's dead, buries him, and then you see the psychological effects that this death of a son has on her mother. Like, I really want them to capture that in this new age of horror. Have her have some supporting members of the cast, people, one of the counselors could actually, be a part of the reason why Jason drowned at the lake. I would want it to focus on like 5 or 6 counselors, but I would really want them to just really go in depth with the relationship that he had, Jason's mother had with him. I think that'd be really dope to see. And by like the end of it, as like a shocker, of course, Pamela will have to die at the end of this, because she was pretty much turning into a monster at this point. And at the end of the movie, you would see Jason's grave, and you'll see a hand pop out, and then cuts to black, goes to credits, and then we'll have the second movie in my Friday the 13th series, Revenge of Jason, where we'll skip a few years into the future, and Jason is getting revenge on all the camp counselors that killed him. Well, let him drown, and they one of them killed their mother. I think this would be really interesting. I would really want to make a very gritty, dark, twisted version of Jason, somewhat like I would want him to have a Rob Zombie Halloween-esque tone to him, but just not the backstory. I'd want him to be brooding and just really be a force of nature that's just terrifying. This would pretty much be Jason just getting his revenge. Simple as that. It'll be very gory, very tragic, very epic. I would explore more with his connection with his mother. Like, I would really want that to sink in deep when you're watching these three movies, that like his mother's presence still is being felt throughout this whole movie. And it's kind of his drive. That's what's kind of driving him to do the things that he's doing, to kill the people. And he's only targeting people that had something to do either with his death or his mother's death. And this is really taking shape throughout this whole movie. It would be pretty much like part two, just kind of remade, like shuffle it around. I would twist things around a little bit. Like, I'm just giving you like a glimpse of what I would do. It would be more fleshed out. Obviously, if I thought it out more and actually wrote it out. But yeah, this is be pretty much Jason's revenge story. I think I would try to make this. I would want this to pretty much be the horror version of The Dark Knight. Just to have that. I know I can't compare. You wouldn't be able to compare nothing to that, but like I would want to give it them vibes, and that would lead into the very final Friday the 13th movie in my franchise, or my series, or what you want to call it. Redemption of Jason. Now, that's a working title. I don't know. I'll come up with a couple of different titles, but let me know in the comments below what you think about this title for Redemption of Jason. I think it's pretty suiting for what I would be going for. Now, I don't have any screenshots, but I just want to kind of talk about how a Jason redemption story would be a very perfect ending. There's not going to be any cliffhangers. No, everything will be, settled in this movie. All the beef that he has with the counselors and then their kids and their generations and generations. I wouldn't want to go past 4 or 5 movies, but this I would just want to make 3. This would be the very final Friday the 13th movie I would make. Be on my Christopher Nolan shit, like I said. But pretty much a redemption story. I don't want to give too much away because I feel like my ideas will be stolen. That's why I'm kind of being vague how I'm describing these, but the more I think about it, the more ideas I'm coming up with. So hopefully if one day I get this step in the director's chair, I can pretty much do my own version of a Friday the 13th series. But I want to keep doing this because I have another video on what if they made Halloween into a TV series. I know that they're thinking about it, but I have some ideas what I would do with a Halloween TV series. But this is all I got for you guys today. Like, comment, subscribe. Check out all the links in the description below. And I'll check y'all out later. Peace.
I won't. I'll just sit here and be quiet, just in case they do suspect me. They're probably watching me. Well, let them. Let them see what kind of a person I am. I'm not even gonna swat that fly. I hope they are watching. They'll see. They'll see and they'll know. And they'll say, "To get you, Barbara."